Hey there, guys. Video Slack here. Now, I remember even in the past, there were some incels that were saying shit to me like, oh, they got rejected because of how they looked in the past, etc. And every now and then, I just see this keep on getting brought up. And so I have decided to say something because even at the time when one of the incels was talking at the time, and they said that to me, I just said, yeah, that sounds like a big fat lie to me. Because especially at the time and especially now, I mean, I know sex workers. I've known them for a while now, for years now. At the time, I'd known plenty of them for a couple years at that point when they said that to me. And I just said, yeah, that's no. So if that's the only answer that you guys wanted to hear, you could just kind of move on from my video, I guess. But I'll talk a bit more about that and why. So, can they reject you? Yes, they can. But, there's only going to be certain reasons why they might do something like that. Like, for instance, if it's especially in a place that has security and that they actually do background checks, etc., because, these women are going to be alone with you in a room somewhere or whatever. They're going to be trying to look out for their ass. They're going to see your criminal record if you have one, of course. And I know plenty of people out there do. But if it's just something minor like, oh, I sped through a stop sign, whatever, they aren't going to give a shit about something like that, of course. But if it's something like, oh, I stole multiple things from stores, you know, or I got into an accident that was really, really dumb and people got hurt, just anything that might, I would say in the long run or short term even hurt them, then that is something that they're going to look for. And if it's something like that, then just don't be surprised if you have, let's say, a criminal record like that and they don't call you back. That's the reason why they aren't calling back. It's because your criminal record. And if you're sending a message, is one escort actually talked to me about how so many guys will send them a message like this: escort, hooker, whatever you want to call them. But escorts and hookers are two different things, and I'll talk about them in moments. And this escort has explained to me that have been several guys that have sent texts to her about sex. And this will be like their first message. They'll be like, hey, what kind of rates do you have for sex? Blah, blah, blah. Because there are plenty of guys out there that don't really know what an actual escort is the thing. And an escort is somebody that is hired to spend time with you, to talk to you, to spend time with you. Now, it's not like escorts don't ever have sex with their clients, but they tend to not do it on the first meet, etc. This is over time. And, to explain this to you guys, in many cases, especially in the US, hiring somebody specifically for sex is a forbidden and illegal thing to do. And yes, I know you can go to get some strippers or something sometimes, pay them like 150 to 300 depending. I mean, probably a bit more now, but which is an illegal thing to do. Don't do that. And yeah, just don't. If it's not a registered place with security, etc., it's probably illegal to hire somebody for sex. And another reason I've heard some escorts actually talk to me about, and I've never, by the way, I've never hired an escort or hooker. By the way, I've never. These are just women and people that I've met over the internet. I have also met a few male escorts and sex workers, by the way, who have talked to me about stuff like this a few times. Yep, exactly, pretty much. They'll just spend time with you, and that's pretty much it. They aren't really sex workers, lots usually. Although there are some hookers out there, that will try to kind of use that escort name, by the way. So if you ever see anybody doing that, just I would actually just stay away, and you might actually get in trouble if you try to interact with them too much. But another thing that they are kind of looking for when it comes to meeting you and everything is that they are looking to see if you are a potential good client. Now, you still have to be nice enough to these people. You can't just be a complete jerk to them. It's like, oh, I'm paying you, so I could just be a jerk to you. Now, you can ask if you could do some kind of role play, or you can be kind of a jerk to them. You can ask them that maybe sometimes. But here's kind of the thing: they have rules. And some of them might have their own rules sometimes and restrictions. And if you are trying to kind of extend from those restrictions, etc., then just do not be surprised if they stop talking to you or they even get angry themselves and they walk out because, and at the end of the day, these are still people, they have feelings. And I understand that many people are going to understand this, but do understand the fact that, you still have to be kind enough to them. You can't just be abusive to these people. And, if they say no, just stop. And I know this is like behavior and things that many people know, but let me tell you, I mean, I've talked to many of the escorts, etc. And they say they can't tell you how many times they think that these clients, etc., can start trying to take advantage of you because they're paying you right. They're paying you to do something. But you are paying them for their service. You are not paying them for anything else out of that. And if you are going to extend their service without asking beforehand, then your service is going to get cut. Okay? That is just a thing. So just do not fucking do it. Okay? And so, yeah, I would say the gist of it. So, yeah, at the end of the day, escorts and sex workers can reject you, and it has happened before. But to just say it over something like, "Oh, I'm just so fuddly that these sex workers and escorts are just rejecting me left and right," that's just not true. I've met so many of these sex workers, especially female sex workers, and I've even done the test and seen it myself. They will even sometimes escorts and service women, other women, and other even sex workers even. It's been rare, but I've even seen a couple of sex workers actually service each other. It doesn't matter if you're female or male or whatever. If it's within, I'll say, a TOS or within the law or within their rules. I mean, of course, there are some, female escorts out there, etc., that won't serve other women. But I'm just saying, there are escorts and sex workers out there that will do that. As long as you pay them and you treat them right, you're within the rules. It's whatever. They will do it. And it damn near doesn't matter how you look. It pretty much doesn't at all. They don't care. Yep, pretty much. But with that being said, I think I've said enough. So I'll just end this video here. And I think you guys get the point. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.